We're here. We did it. We're on the internet. After like, crap. How long has it been? How long have we not been on the internet, Emily?
Like a minute.
It's been a minute. Sorry.
It's been
Sorry, everybody.
month.
But we're here with something exciting. We're doing this very different. Oh, new overlay. It's pretty. It's very. You'll understand the theme as we move through the night.
I love it. I love it so hard.
Yeah. But we're here. This is Attack of Opportunity. I'm Trey. This is Emily. We're going to do this intro again halfway through the show. Just a heads up to those of you watching stream. So the way this is going to work now, we're going to do the entire box in one go. But the intent here is we're going to break it into some smaller episodes for people who still want to consume it on YouTube in tinier chunks. And so that is the plan. Those of you in chat, you get to participate. We're going to do the whole damn thing together. It's going to be fun. We think this will be a better way forward for the future. And yeah. So we also have another fun thing. We reached out to Hunter Killer. It's been about a year since we reached out to them, right? Like we reached out to them a while ago.
The first time, yeah.
Yeah, and mostly it was us being like, hey, we're doing this thing. We think it's cool, but we don't want to make you mad by doing this thing. And generally they seemed okay with it. They gave us favorable responses and told us to keep going ahead. More recently, they reached out to us with a sweet affiliate code. And with that, you too can hunt and kill. And so if you put in,
not kill.
Well, all right, maybe not kill. And so if you put in, what's the thing? I'm putting it in chat right now. .ly/attack of HAK. Boom. If you put that into, yeah. No, that's right. That's that. But if you put that in there, you'll get this page, and you can sign up to Hunt a Kill. I think at a discount. Is that correct?
Yeah. Actually, if you use code AOO,
at the checkout too. Sweet, that works.
You get 20% off your first box.
Dope.
So the link helps us, and the code helps you, and all together.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
The Hunter Killer's not paying us to say this, but we do see some benefits if you sign up. So that helps us, that helps you, and this is fun. So you should do it too. All right. Next up, we're moving on from that hashtag ad. I wonder if we have to do that now. Do we have to put that in the video? Is that a thing we got to do now? We got to mark. We probably do. Whoops. Interesting.
Probably.
We're not technically paid though. I don't know. We'll have to investigate. Fun facts. We're doing it live. All right. So next up is welcome new viewers. We have lots of new viewers. They seem to have just kind of come out of nowhere. There's a couple in the chat right now. Hi guys. I was just talking to you a minute ago. That was me. But welcome. We're glad you're here. We hope that you're enjoying what we're producing. Let us know in the comments. Let us know what we're doing poorly, what we could do better. Are we glossing over some information that you would rather have as a viewer? Let me know. Let's make a community happen here, because Hunter Killer's awesome, right? And so let's all rally around this. Let's all do the game, talk about the game, and be friends through the game. And with no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are starting a new box tonight. We are starting class of 98. Emily, do you want to tell us about this box? I'm putting you on the spot. I did not tell you this was going to happen. Hi, Chill Vibes.
Too much about it. I know that it has something to do with a murder at or near a class reunion for the class of 98. But I don't know who was killed. I don't really know anything about anything yet. So I think we should just go through it together and find out.
Yeah, so this is, as far as we're aware, this is a slight divergence from the way it was working before, where we were working through, we've been doing it for more than a year, and I can't remember the name of the organization.
Oh,
Listening Friends of America.
Friends of America.
This seems to be oh, nice. You've been here since Jasmine. That
Nice.
was that. So the Jasper box is still my favorite
Jasper was
box.
intense.
I liked that box. We'll see what happens here. So this is a slight divergence from the Listening Friends of America format that they were doing before, and I'm not sure what to expect here, but it should be interesting. And I believe that leads us to this intro letter that should set up basically everything that we're about to do, right? Like all the things.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yes.
Do you want to read this one, or do you want me to read this one?
I can read this one.
Alrighty.
So it comes from Michelle Gray at Gray Investigations. And she says, "Hello. Per recommendation by my trusted colleague, I'm reaching out to you for assistance in investigating a recent homicide. The extensive nature of this investigation is proving too much for one person to handle, and there are certain aspects that impede on my objectivity. I understand that you are incredibly capable, so I have no doubt that you will be an asset in solving this case. The victim is Charles McDonough. Am I saying that right? Donna?
Let me
go with it.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
It's either Donna
A
or...
pharmacist.
Yeah, that's Donna. I'm going Donna.
Okay. A pharmacist in Chestnut Falls, Illinois. He was murdered on the night of his high school reunion, or rather, our high school reunion.
Oh.
Sure. Charlie and I both graduated from Chestnut Falls High in 1998. I've always had the tendency to hyper-focus on my work and neglect to befriend those around me, Charlie included. But I remember him as a kind person, always surrounded by the same tight-knit group of friends who called themselves the Hacky Pack."
I wonder what their hobbies were.
That's so cute. "Unfortunately, they are now our prime suspects. 5 suspects from the friend group currently reside in Chestnut Falls. Antonio Viller, record shop owner, Arthur Hughes, high school history teacher, Robin Dupree, farmer, Nicholas Matsoukas, neuroscientist, and Susan Lee, veterinarian. 3
Who's
are
the
in town.
veterinarian? I'm just calling it now.
Why?
I don't know. Early prediction.
3 are in town for the reunion. Ara McBride, lawyer and Charlie's cousin, Nita Patel, freelance journalist, and Gavin Nash, plastic surgeon. Ooh. Lastly, we must consider Sarah McDonough, Charlie's wife, whom he met in college, as an additional suspect. I'm in the process of gathering witness statements from the 9 suspects and have provided you with transcripted copies of what I have so far." What's up?
Okay. Okay, I understand. Never mind, sorry. I was slightly confused. For some reason, I thought this was like rehashing an event that happened in the past. And so, like, I was expecting us to be... I missed the line earlier where this was taking place at our high school reunion. Carry on. Sorry.
Gotcha. Okay. I started tracking the suspects' movements in a timeline based on their recounts of the night. It's included in the case file, so please think of it as a jumping-off point. Because this investigation is ongoing, there is still key evidence being collected and uncovered. Rest assured, you will eventually receive everything pertaining to the case that it is in my power to obtain. I've also created a virtual shared desktop for you to access remotely, www.mcdonoughcase.net. There, you'll find further information and resources to help you in your investigation. Any new evidence that I receive will be locked with a password, which I will be sure to provide you with. Needless to say, everything is strictly confidential, so please do not share this information with anyone. Whoops. On the desktop, you'll find a document named Plan of Action. Do you need it spelled out?
No, I got it.
It should help you as you're going through the case file. There's also a folder named To Organize, where I keep files that I haven't had the chance to, organize. It contains school records from the 1998 Chestnut Falls High Archive, which you can access with the password CNH192. Please take a look and decide for yourself if they could be relevant. I implore you to examine this case with an objective eye and fill in any gaps that I may overlook. With your help, there's a chance I'll finally get a good night's sleep. I'll touch base with you soon. Michelle Gray, private investigator, Gray Investigations, LLC.
Interesting. We're going to have a live overlay edit here because we're going to need... Whoa!
Don't die.
Excuse me. Well, actually, new plan. I want to duplicate this. We'll deal with this in a minute. But yeah, we're gonna display the rest of this desktop because I think this is gonna end up being relevant at some point. Okay, neat. So we have this desktop thing. I missed the rest of that. I was fussing with the thing. On the desktop, you'll find a document named Plan of Action. It should help you as you're going through the case file. That sounds like where we want to start. There's also a folder named To Organize where I keep files that I haven't had a chance to... Okay, sorry, I'm just rereading the thing that she just read. I apologize. This is terrible television. Okay, so the password is CNH192. I am curious about this application called Deviant Tracker. All right, here's our plan of action, friends.
Tracker.
This is cool.
This is cute. Yeah, I like this.
Hunter-Killer, as a UI developer, I like this so far. Don't let me down. All right. Okay, so plan of action. Conduct witness statements. Can we check these? Oh, yeah, we can. Conduct witness statements. Do not take their accounts at face value. Find supporting minutes. Approximate timeline. Wow. When you need to take a break. What?
Just have gin and tonic. Turn on the radio.
Do you have gin? I have whiskey. Can we replace gin with whiskey?
I have whiskey.
Let's replace gin with whiskey. I'm down.
Sure.
Turn on the radio. Manic 98.7. What?
Oh, it's like if you're feeling manic, put that on. It's probably like classical.
Oh.
If you're feeling grumpy, put that on. It's probably like,
Interesting.
Have another gin and tonic.
Read something that does not relate to the case or require extra brain power. Sleep by 1 a.m., please. This is a really weird plan of action. All right.
I think those are just notes to herself about, know thyself. Like, I get you. I get you, Michelle.
That's fair.
I feel the neurotic tendencies. I understand the need to leave a list for yourself on how to relax when you're staring at your list. Like, yeah, I got you.
Fair. Fair. Okay, this is interesting. And so the To Organize folder, school record. This is the thing that was the thing, right?
Yeah, that's CNH192.
Whoops. What? Oh, I gotta actually press the button. 1998. School records PDF.
I like that all the school records are in one PDF.
Oh, are they all in? Oh, they are. Well, there's only two.
I was just giggling at the naming convention. Don't pay attention to me.
Oh. Interesting. Reunion.
It's just so broad,
Or a screenshot. Almost finished cleaning up the reunion was a blast.
Is there a timestamp anywhere on there?
Oh, we're gonna have to keep track of people and stuff.
I feel like that might become relevant, yeah.
No timestamp.
Okay.
And there is a blacked out box thing. That's interesting. Oh, wait. That might help. Boop, boop, boop. No timestamp.
Oh. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. No. All right.
Huh.
Well, okay.
I don't know what to make of that chunk of infos. But there we
Maybe
got
nothing
that. 3 a.m. research playlist. Oh. Ha! We're not going to play any of this, but these exist.
Oh, that's delightful.
Nice. Oh! Oh, they really want us to have some gin. Oh, yeah, no, I am 21. I'm 21 years of age, but I don't want to. Okay. Nice.
Oh, gin is not my jam. Not my jam at all.
I don't know. I like some piney gin every once in a while. It's like, I don't want a lot of it, though, either.
Tastes like pine salt. It's gross. Don't like it.
No.
Nope.
All right. Okay, cool.
Some whiskey.
And then we have an evidence checklist. Bic lighter, class ring, mint tin, socks, necklace, gift bag, beanie. What?
Beanie hat? Like a beanie. Yeah.
I think this will make more sense later, maybe?
Perhaps.
All right. And then my favorite name on this desktop, the Deviant Tracker. Hello. To use the Deviant Tracker, please log in. Oh. Guess we'll get there later.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something.
What else does this do? Does this do anything else fun? No. Cool.
Though.
Cool. That is nifty. What else we got in this box? Yeah. We got this article by Nita Patel, who was mentioned in that letter, right?
She was.
So she is a staff writer of the Chicago Pulp. Last week, my hometown of Chestnut Falls was shaken to its core by the cold-blooded murder of my old friend and classmate, Charles McDonough. The common refrain, sung by townsfolk of every class and creed, was the tired standby of soapy dramas and macawish local news features. This kind of thing doesn't happen here. But it did happen, and the protective bubble that has surrounded one of the last islands of small-town America's halcyon values was burst. Why is she is pretentious as hell. Charles McDonough was known as Charlie Mack to his friends and family. Could never have known that his simple life as a husband and father in our town of fewer than 1,000 people would lead to his brutal strangulation in the dead of night. I would be lying if I said I thought Chestnut Falls was perfect. It never was. But the Chestnut Falls community did well. But what the Chestnut Falls community did well was work relentlessly to welcome every member of our community, no matter their background or identity, to the limited comforts of small-town living. There is no mall, no office park, no reliable public transit. There is only the hum of the crickets at night and the safety you feel leaving your front door unlocked as you make that extra pot of tea just in case someone drops by. The safety you feel of... Okay. All that's over now. One of the only advantages to resigning oneself to a humble existence, peace of mind, is shattered. We can no longer trust even our once venerated officials, the only people with the power to bring justice to our community. Sheriff Stephen Navarro, out of commission due to illness, made the confounding decision to bring an old PI buddy of his on the case rather than let the system do its job. While Michelle Gray may have some more experience in homicide investigation than a small-town deputy, I doubt the one private investigator has the qualifications to support a town that is grieving a tragedy it has never known before. To whom, then, are we meant to turn? From whom do we demand justice when there is a killer at large? Who will tuck Charlie's daughter Maggie into bed at night and help Sarah, his grieving widow, put the pieces of their life back together? Charlie Mack may have died at the hand of an unknown assailant, but the heart of Chestnut Falls is dying by the hand of by the hand that is unqualified to restore integrity to our town. All right. So, what we know so far, Michelle Gray has been hired to investigate this murder. She's asked for our help, and Nita Patel has shared the town's perspective, well, her take on the town's perspective, which is incredible small-town America. This kind of thing does not happen here. I'm sure we've all heard this on the news at some point. Small town rocked by gruesome murder. Tonight on...
Whatever.
Crap. Current Affair. Sure. Nailed it. That's 90s, right?
Wow. I don't think I watched TV like that in the 90s. I was too young.
Yeah, I was too. I just was trying to pull one. So then we have this memorandum from the Chestnut Falls Sheriff's Office. This looks like it's to Michelle. So this is probably the sheriff asking us for help, right?
I think so.
All right, I'll take this one. We got a lot of evidence documents coming up, so we'll trade off on those ones. Michelle, where's this town at? Where's Chestnut Falls? Do we know?
Illinois.
Illinois? Oh, lame. Michelle.
So they sound like us.
Don't you laugh at my games. I'm sorry to bring you in on such short notice. I shouldn't have called you so late last night to ask for your help. You probably would have rather continued catching up with your friends than jump into a murder investigation, but I'm grateful you said yes. Honestly, I don't know who else to trust with this. My office hasn't been able to keep up with how fast this town is growing, and my illness keeps getting me out of commission. That leaves Officer Goff. Jeff? Goff? Goff. I'm going Goff. To hold down the fort. Goff's a good man. He's great at directing traffic and maybe handling a shoplifting case, but the man is as green as the day I hired him. Murder is way out of his league. I knew you were in town for a reunion, so when Goff called me, panicked as a squirrel staring down a semi. God, he even has the things. I picked up the phone. You were by far the best intern we ever had, and I was so proud when you told me you were starting up your own PI firm. A former office was never your style. Chestnut Falls is my home, and it was once yours. It just felt wrong trusting it to some stranger from... I'm not even trying. It's just happening. From the county or state offices. I know it's unusual, but I'm asking you to run point on this. Point on this investigation. I got distracted. You'll have access to all my office's resources, including Goff, if you can find a use for him. The town hasn't dealt with a murder in decades, so I apologize for the lack of guidance or protocols to help you. Show this letter to Lisa at the town hall, and she'll show you around the office. If you buy her a coffee, she'll even teach you a trick or two to make the printer work. Charlie was a good man, and it kills me to hear what happened to him. But I rest a little bit easier knowing that you're on the case. Thank you, Stephen Navarro, Sheriff, Chestnut Falls. That's what it looks like. Sweet. So the sheriff.
Yeah.
So this probably actually should have been up here. So the sheriff hired us. We're there. Interesting. Did she say our relationship
Apparently.
to her? Did Michelle, per a trusted colleague, I'm reaching out for assistance. Okay.
Yeah. It was just like, hey, I know you're really good at this, but...
All right, so then it looks like we get into the case documents. Ooh, they did a nice job with the paper. They even got the holes at the top. Check that out. Well done.
They're like in...
Oh, they're even in a folder.
Yeah, I had to like take them out to scan them. Except for that one, I took a picture of.
Was this one on top? I think this goes first. Now that I'm looking at what these documents is, so these are statements. Witness statement. We'll read these. We're not just going to gloss over them. Witness statement. This is probably what's his
This is
butt's
the timeline that...
This is what's his butt's timeline. That Jeff started.
Michelle's. It's actually Michelle's.
Oh, this is Michelle's timeline.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we get into some more bits, which we'll get to later. But okay. Group vote. Do we want to pursue all of these case documents right now? Or do we want to start looking through all the rest of the material? I mean, we're doing the whole box. So we can either do it now or later.
Yeah. I'm going to wait for the chat to tell us what they want to do. Because
sure, fair.
I can go either way.
Yeah.
What do you think, chat? What are we going to do? What's first?
I don't know what relevance this is going to have for us right away, but
That's that's a little...
Oh, what's this thing, by the way? What are these objects? You got this koozie.
Oh my god, it's a koozie and it's so cute and I'm just going to use it forever. And then right below that in the slideshow, there's a little black light.
Oh, okay. Do we know? We don't know why we have the black light yet. Okay.
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
Ugh, and chat doesn't want to tell us. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the rest of these files here in this folder.
Okay. So let's start with the top piece, which I think is a crime scene investigation summary, probably filled out by the sheriff and Jeff would be my guess. Or Golf. Yep. Sorry. I don't know what I'm going to call him. So this one is labeled. So if you look, I did put the witness statements in the order they were taken, because they are labeled page 1 of 1, page 2 1 of 2, or 2 of 5, or whatever. But this is page 1 of 1, and you can see our case number at the top is 0388. This town has clearly had many cases. So let's take a look here. We have a homicide investigation case. It happened at the corner of Poplar Street and Willow Lane, we have a map. So, Poplar Street and Willow Lane. Here's Poplar Street. Oh, it happened over here. So the murder happened here. Yeah. We're probably going to abstract this out and start marking it at some point. I'm realizing I'm saying that like we have a plan to do that in the next episode, and it's just going to happen in this box, so we'll figure that out in a minute. Oh, wait. There's tools for this.
Just like put a little arrow on that bad Mama Jamma.
I want to do an X. Is there an X? We'll do that thing.
That'll work.
Boop. Murder spot.
Murder.
That's the murder circle. Stay out of it. Okay, so that's where the murder happened. Cool. Then, way zoomed in. Hi, zoom. Bit. So then we have summary. Continue on page 2 if necessary. We don't find necessary. Okay, so summary. At 10:52, the sheriff called me to request my assistance at the crime scene on his behalf. I left the local bar at 10:58 p.m. and arrived at the scene at 11:16 p.m. I spoke to the deputy who was still on the scene, reporting officer Deputy James Goff. Oh, Michelle wrote all this.
Oh.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, approved by... Yeah, she's brought on, like, as a...
She's essentially a deputy at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Who's still on the scene? Reporting officer Deputy James Goff. Before I left the scene, I observed the placement of the evidence markers at the situation of the vehicle. The passenger side door was left open. Okay, so this happened in the road. And the interior light and headlights were left on. The keys were in the ignition. Following interviews with the reporting officer, reporting witnesses, and medical examiner revealed further details of the crime scene upon their respective arrivals. Interesting. The location description is a secluded area known as the Grove to the locals, frequented by teenagers. Empty bottles and other unused items are often found in the area. It was dry and dark. Miscellaneous description. Trees in the area are close together, hindering visibility into the scene. Interesting. Looks like we have information about vehicles. Vehicle, yes.
Yeah. Yep.
A 2008 Honda Accord 4-door. Plates and victim's spouse confirmed the vehicle is registered to Charles McDonough. Additional description. Describe any damage. Car running, interior light and headlights on, passenger side door left open. Review. So this suggests someone was in the passenger seat and attacked him. Mm-hmm. Rearview mirror askew. Okay.
Well, it suggests that someone was in the passenger seat.
But it was left running with the passenger door left open. Okay. Tire marks at the scene match the make and model of tires on car belonging to Charles McDonough. Gravel indentations show footprints leading away from the car at a long stride. Ground consistency made size and shoe impossible to identify.
Okay.
So the car came to a screeching stop.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it... Wait, it wasn't in the road. Where'd it go?
Hold on. Let's see here.
Secluded area known as the Grove to the locals and frequented by teenagers.
Trees in the area are close together. So it's like out in the woods.
So it's like a spot where people go to hook up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. All right. All right. I'm gonna read this this interview section. This is it looks like Michelle interviewing Aura McBride.
Sure.
Who is Charles's cousin. Okay. So at 10:17 p.m., dispatch received 911 call regarding the discovery of a body in a car off Willow Lane. The caller identified herself as Ara McBride. Reporting officer Deputy James Goff was dispatched and arrived at the scene at 10:39 p.m. Goff entered the clearing.
Jesus.
Yeah, right.
Someone's dead. Okay, I'll be there in a half hour. What?
I'll get there when I get there. And was greeted by an adult female who identified herself as the caller. She stated that she was the cousin of the victim and had seen him alive approximately 1 hour previously. After confirming the presence of the body, Goff secured the scene and contacted dispatch at 10:44 to request medical assistance. At Goff's request, McBride exited the area to await further questioning in the officer's vehicle. Goff then secured the scene and cleared the area, finding no other persons present in the vicinity. At 10:47, Goff called Sheriff Navarro to relay what had occurred. The sheriff then called me at 10:52 to request my assistance, which matches what's up top. Dr. Kara Duncan arrived at 11:04. Dr. Duncan pronounced the victim deceased at 11:12 by visual observation that the victim was not breathing, and by tactile observation that the victim did not have a palpable carotid pulse or any other indications of heartbeat or respiration. After I arrived at the scene, I observed that the victim was sitting slumped in the driver's side seat with obvious bruising and abrasions around the neck. Evidence was marked and bagged. McBride was taken willingly to Chestnut Falls Sheriff's Office for further questioning. Body of the deceased was removed from the scene at 12:25 a.m. Okay.
Okay. Here's some medical examiner information at the bottom. Name Charles McDonough, date of birth, occupation. He was a pharmacist. The medical examiner is Kara Duncan. Medical examiner's assessment is strangulation. Cause of death, however, is unknown. That's weird. Lack of oxygen from strangulation. The victim was declared dead at 11:12 p.m. Soon after Dr. Duncan's arrival, the victim sustained injuries consistent with strangulation without ligature. So I think that means without a tool, so like by hand.
Yeah, like with your hands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Including marks on the neck and petechiae in the whites of the eyes. That's like burst blood vessels.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Duncan could not confirm further injury without conducting full autopsy, but could observe signs of probable damage to cartilage rings of the trachea, clearly strangled. Cause of death, likely asphyxiation from the crushed closed airway. Time of death was estimated between 9:35 and 9:40. Dr. Duncan recommended a full autopsy and toxicology report at the coroner's office. Okay, so if the time of death is estimated, let's just call it 9:40. Just to make this simple. Dispatch didn't get a call until 10:17, so that leaves almost 40 minutes from the time of death to discovery, and then almost another 20 minutes before there's any police on scene. So that's a full hour from time of death to the time that we have hard facts about what was going on there.
Right.
Okay. That's essentially what I'm establishing. I'm not trying to be condescending.
Yeah, no,
I feel like I was
I
being condescending. I wasn't trying to be.
No, I was actually just rereading something.
Okay. Huh.
It doesn't really say. I was trying to figure out how the cousin landed there. Like, why was she there?
Yeah, it just says she discovered him, right? Caller identification.
Yeah. But it didn't really go into why.
That may be, and segue, that may be one of the interview statements. So we also have an affidavit for
literally the next page.
Okay. So let's jump past all these witness statements with this affidavit for search waiver, and we'll deal with that in a minute. So we have this is Susan Lee. Let's start with Aura's, just because that one, I think. Here we go.
That's first.
It's page 2 of 5, though.
Yeah, it's in page 1 of 5 is.
No, the cover's 1 of 1.
Isn't
the cover 1 of 1?
It is.
Yeah.
Am I missing something, or did I just put them all out?
No, I reordered them earlier.
First, you're right. This is the order that they were in the...
Oh, so the pages are purposely out of order.
Maybe.
KB just told us they are. Hi, KB. I don't know what your actual name is, so I'm going to call you KB. Or
The pages are out of order,
okay.
so... Aura is first in the...
All right, well, we'll take your order, since that's the way it was intended. I reordered them thinking it was just I needed to reorder them. I'm sorry. Now I feel like a jerk.
I was trying to figure out why you reordered them, but I didn't.
That was why.
I guess I didn't, realize that they were... I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I saw the numbers, and I was like, oh, well, this makes sense. Okay, let's start with Auras. You want to go?
Yeah,
this
sure.
was your question.
Charlie and I are cousins on my mom's side. We grew up in town together, but I moved away after college, and he came back here to settle down. This was the first time we'd seen each other in a couple years, so we talked a lot at the reunion. I lost track of him at some point, but we'd all agreed to meet up at Dimitri's at 10, so I thought I'd see him later. I volunteered to help Artie clean up after the reunion ended. Is that the screenshot that we saw?
Artie?
Thing?
What was her name?
No, in the Aura or Ara. I don't know how to pronounce it. Ara, I think.
Oh, hold on.
Do you need the thing?
No,
It's
I think I remember it.
CNH192.
If my keyboard connects, then yes, I probably could do it. There it goes. I haven't touched it in long enough, and Bluetooth is finicky when you're 5 feet away.
I took care of the gym, and he cleaned the cafeteria across the hall. I finished up a little after 9:45. I was going to head to Dimitri's then. But I saw I had a missed call from Susan's work number. I tried calling her back, but got no answer. Susan wouldn't call for no reason. She's not the talkative type. During the reunion, we talked about her issues at work, and I saw her step out early. I was worried she was having some trouble, so I drove out to her clinic. On my way, maybe around 10:15, I saw some headlights shining just off Willow Lane. It looked like someone had parked at the Grove. I thought it must be someone I knew, since the Grove was a popular place to hang out when we were teenagers. I parked on the side of Willow Lane and walked over to the car, which I recognized as Charlie's. The passenger door was wide open. I saw Charlie leaning back against the driver's seat, his head tilted at a weird angle. I thought he might have been sleeping, but he didn't respond when I tapped on the window. The driver's side door was unlocked, so I opened it and shook him, but still no response. He was pale and had bruises around his neck. I checked his pulse, but there was nothing. My phone says I called 911 at 10:17. I can barely remember what I said to the operator. I was in such a panic. I don't remember how long it took for authorities to come. His skin was still warm when I found him. I got there too late. Womp womp.
Okay. So she was just hanging out. She saw lights, encountered him. Fine. Thing of note immediately to me is Michelle saw him slumped forward in the driver's seat. She had him tilted back in the driver's seat.
Did it say anything on the crime scene description thing about anybody that moved him?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But
Okay.
That's my biggest note from that document, other than the general statement that she made.
Okay.
Wait, Susan
Well,
called?
that's a
Hold
good
on.
catch.
Susan wouldn't call for no reason. She's not the talkative type. During the reason we talked about her issues at work. I was worried she was having trouble, so I drove it. Okay. So the next person we talked to is Susan Lee. Is that accurate?
The next person in the folder was Arthur.
Arthur
He's 3 of 5.
Hughes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take Arthur.
Okay.
Artie. This is who she was helping. Also, hi, Karen. It's nice you're here.
Oh. Hey, Karen.
Artie, let's do this. Yeah, okay. Why aren't these signed?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good point, though.
Okay. All right, so witness statement. I was at school until 9:45. I was cleaning up after overwhelming success of the reunion, which is no surprise, seeing as I put it together. There were a few minor hiccups.
I already hate him.
There were a few minor hiccups, but thankfully no one made an ass of themselves. It was truly a remarkable feat, given that Gavin Nash was in attendance. Aura volunteered to stick around and help put away the tables. I assume she did so, but I was mostly straightening up the cafeteria and ensuring that all of the fundraising money was properly accounted for. So I didn't see much of her. As I was about to leave, I noticed that the custodial closet was ajar. I took a quick peek inside, only to see it was in utter disarray. I did my best to pick things up, but now I'll have to apologize to Mr. Fitzpatrick on Monday morning for how inconsiderate my fellow Lemon were to his station. Yeah. Regardless, I still made it to the Tavernera right around 10. I was worried that I'd be late, but Antonio was the only one there. The others showed up over the next 20 minutes or so. Everyone seemed normal except that Gavin showed up with soaking wet hair that was dripping water onto his shirt. I guess the perpetual pretty boy felt that he'd had enough time to go back to the hotel and shower, but not enough to properly use a towel. Okay. Anyway, we were still waiting for Susan and Aura to arrive when we got a phone call from Aura with the terrible news about Charles. I imagine it will take some time for all of us to recover from this tragedy on what should have been a perfect night, because I organized it.
Because I organized it.
I need to go back and, since I was reading, I didn't absorb the thing about Gavin. The other showed everyone seemed normal except Gavin showed up with soaking wet hair that was dripping water onto his shirt. Okay.
I think that's good to make note of.
Okay. Noted. How will this work? Hold on a minute. Sure. Perfect. What was the other thing we wanted to mark? Here. Bloop. Look at us use technology.
Dang.
Oh god, things have gotten out of hand. Okay.
They do so quickly.
Okay, so Gavin showed up with the Shogun shirt. What's next?
Susan. Susan is up next.
Susan. All right, so Susan.
I can read for Susan.
Sure.
Susan says, I arrived at the reunion at 6 and spent most of my time catching up with everyone. I saw Charlie briefly. Later in the night, I spoke to Aura about the lawsuit I'm currently involved in. Our conversation left me with some serious questions about the process, so I decided to leave the reunion early, around 8:40. I drove to my office at the vet clinic to look over some documents my lawyer had sent me. Then around 9:10, I called my lawyer and we spoke for a half hour or so. After that, I called Aura to ask for some more legal advice, but she didn't pick up. This was at 9:45, I believe. I left my office and paced around the clinic for a while, thinking I should try to call Aura again soon. I'd planned to meet up with our friend group at Dimitri's at 10, but I wasn't in the mood at that point. It wasn't until later that night that I heard what happened to Charlie.
How many freaking bars are in this town?
It's all been Dimitri's.
Wasn't the other one called something else?
No. It's all been Dimitri's. They're all going to the same, or they said they were all going to the same place. Obviously not everybody made it there. But Tavernera. I think that, like, oh, who was talking about that?
Arthur.
Oh. Taverna.
Taverna, sure. Either way. Anyway, just another random note.
No, that's good to know. I thought it was all Dimitri's, but maybe not.
Okay.
Next is Gavin.
Around 9:10. Okay. So this is an interesting note. This should be verifiable.
We should check the time.
This is also
9:30. Is that like?
Remember the time of death? Check this one out.
Right, which would make it like 9:30, and Aura, I think, says the same. Oh, Dimitri. Oh, thanks, Karen. Good to know.
Oh, no, I would. Yeah, it might be. Thank you, though. I'm going to assume you're right because you sound like you've done this, and we have not.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's probably right. So
Hi,
Aura
new Lisa.
says,
Thank you. Sorry,
Aura
old Lisa. I don't mean to insult you. Anyway.
that nah, she's pretty cool. I'm sure she wouldn't take it to heart. I finished up a little after 9:45, and then I had a missed call from Susan's work number. So like that lines up. I mean, within like a 15 window.
Okay. All right. I still think verifying the 910 lawyer call is worth our time, but I'll delete this other.
I think so too.
Okay.
If we can.
Then you said next up is Gavin.
Next up is Gavin. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be Gavin. Why not?
Okay.
I got to the reunion when everyone else did. I didn't know. I don't know. Look up when it started. I talked to Charlie, but I wasn't interested in whatever he was babbling about. So I talked to some other people. It was great to come back and see where I started out. It's crazy how much has happened since high school, but I'm doing really well. Unlike some people, I don't mean like Charlie, but I guess that counts. I left at 9. I went to my hotel. I wanted a nap. Maybe I drank too much. I don't know. I was having a good time. I don't know what would happen. I left the hotel. I got dinner. I know Nick showed up a bit after. I remember because his parents wouldn't get me anything to eat before he got there, and I was starved. I just finished a cleanse. It was brutal. It's too bad Charlie's gone. He used to be a lot of fun.
Is he from New York?
No, but there was
Except
a slight.
for Illinois.
He like northern Chicago. I don't want to talk about it. I like Gavin. He's real.
Okay.
He has trouble forming thoughts, and you know,
he kind of sounds super. And next up we have Antonio.
Okay, so hold on. Before we gloss right over this, there's nothing in here that's useful, and that's telling.
Yeah, I don't think he's interesting.
But at the same time, he literally offers zero facts about what he was doing, other than I know Nick showed up a bit after, and his parents wouldn't feed me. Like, other than that, we can't pin anything down that this guy was doing throughout the night.
Yeah.
And he was weirdly wet.
Oh, I forgot he was wet.
Weirdly wet.
Weirdly wet. Yeah.
Yeah. Weirdly Wet is the name of my new punk band. Okay. So next up is Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you want Antonio? What's left on here?
I can Antonio.
You Antonio,
sure.
go.
I left home for the reunion at about 5:45 p.m. Told Lewis, my son, I would be home late because I planned to meet up with old friends at Dimitri's Taverna.
Hey, there we go.
There it is.
I
saw Charlie.
Tavernera. I know we're missing some letters, but I just like it better.
Tavernera. I mean, sure, yeah.
Sounds so
let's
fancy.
Make it that word. Great.
All right, thanks.
No problem. I saw Charlie at the reunion, but we didn't talk as much because we had seen each other earlier that day at the pharmacy. I left the reunion about 9, maybe a little after. I was in the parking lot for a bit. I thought I saw Charlie drive off with someone, but I don't know for sure. I arrived at the diner too early. I was the first one there. I wanted to catch up more with everyone before I brought the flocky. I don't know what that is.
I think it's a dish.
Probably. But even Artie didn't show up for a while. Then I found out Charlie was dead. I don't know anything else. I'm sorry.
I'm guessing that Dimitri's Taverna, I'll convert.
Taverna.
The Dimitri's Taverna is some sort of Greek bar diner thing.
Sounds like. Yeah, I don't know. And then the last thing on this side of the folder is the the affidavit for search waiver.
The undersigned states as follows, that I consent to the search of premises 115 Newton Court, a red brick single-story family dwelling approximately 50 years old with gray shingle roof, one chimney front wooden porch, brown front door, detached single-vehicle garage constructed of wood covered in brown vinyl siding, and a white overhead single door. The numeric is visible on the primary entrance door. The following property, to wit, any device that can be utilized for the transaction or service financial account collection, including cell phones, computers, hardware, consisting of all such equipment that can collect, analyze, create, display, convert, conceal, or transmit electronic, magnetic, optical, or similar computer impulses or data, along with trace evidence, to include but not limited to blood, semen, saliva, drugs, drug paraphernalia. Such items are subject to search and seizure that should be evidence of criminal matter pursuant U.S. Code, whatever the fuck that symbol is, 1111. I sent that Michelle Gray, private investigator, under advisement of Stephen Navarro, Chestnut Falls Sheriff, be assigned to conduct the search and seizure of any and all property as stated above. The affidavit declares that information stated in this document is truthful under U.S. Code. Weird symbol again. I think it's statute. I'm guessing that's statute 1621. Signed by all the people. Cool. I don't see a... Doesn't a judge need to sign this? There's no judge on here. Oh, she consents. There doesn't need to be a judge. Never mind.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Neat. Okay, let's mark it's 115 Newton Court. To the map!
To the map.
Alright, where's Charlie live? This is also important, right? Because we know where he died, but now we're about to find out where he lived. We know how he died. Soon.
It felt really heavy.
Soon we'll know how he lived.
Or just where.
What? No, we'll know how.
What was the street name?
Newton Court. North, south, east, west. Courts are usually... wait. All these are courts. These dead-end roads are courts.
Oh.
They're a little hard for me to read, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Hold on a second. Well, it's because the friggin' thing is huge, and I had to take a very far away photo of it. It's literally a whole map.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Wow. I like that your screen just is white now. Oh, I found it. Look near Ash Park. Is that Newton Court?
I don't know where Ash Park is.
North side of town.
Okay.
Off Starling Street, which is a dead-end yellow road. Up near the top of the map, I think.
Yeah.
Top middle. There should be Ash Park neighborhood, and then one of the roads on the south side of that neighborhood.
Newton Court. Yeah, Newton
Right
Court is on
okay.
the side.
Which house is his? It's what the heck was it? Hold on, let me look it up again. 115. So coming down from the main street, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's not any of those. Those are 490, 489, 488, 487, and 46.
Where's the rest of Newton Court? Hold on. Now I'm confused. I found the road. I felt so accomplished. Now I'm just defeated and deflated. What has happened?
Maybe that's on purpose.
Is there another Oh God! Is there another Newton Court on here?
What was the number? 11 what?
115. Huh.
And okay, so look over. Are these all individual numbers? Because there is there's no 115, but there's like, if you look, like, I don't know, right? I guess kind of in the center, there's Ivy Street. It's the one that is like the tail end off to the right.
Here?
At the bottom of the, no. Like further down. It's, okay, stop right there and go right. Bring your mouse right, and then just a little bit north. You see Ivy Street? It's the yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So if you look to the left of that, there's 110, 111, 112, 113, and 114. Oh, I see. But why is that? 115 is the big O right next to it. It's on Ivy Street, though. It's on the corner of Ivy and Main.
I'm lost. Hold on. Sent to search the a red brick single-story family residential dwelling. What?
Yeah, none of this really makes sense, honestly.
Honestly, it's got to be right here. It's got to be this. That's confusing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is there a question mark symbol? Sure. Perfect. All right. So theoretically, Charlie's house is over here somewhere.
Right.
All right. Whoops. Okay, so he was not going towards his house at all. If in fact his house is up there, right? So, oh wait, here. Karen's got something. So I spent a lot of time looking for the house too, until I read the legend. Oh man, are you gonna tell us we're dumb? Hold on. Oh, you are. Damn it.
Well, right, but it's not. It's still the only thing that
Hold
says.
on.
115.
Is his house listed here? No. Just look at the legend. Where's his house? Hold on. Dimitri's house. Forbidden City Restaurant, Winston Gill, Chestnut Falls, Paul's Pizza and Subs, Robert's Market, Trump Main Street, Drogan, Farmlands Park, Bodies of Water, Municipal Lots, Local Businesses. Oh, this doesn't actually tell me where his house is, though.
No.
I read the legend.
Municipal lots. I guess it's just a different, like, numbering system for municipal lots. Because that's all those, like, grayed out, things that look like houses. Yeah, it's not house numbers. It's thank you.
What is a okay? Now I don't know what a municipal lot is.
It's like I think it has to do with like zoning. Like that's how they identify, not by address, but by like the way that the city has it.
Oh, so that like multiple houses are in that area.
Maybe.
Or maybe.
Could be.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. All right. Interesting.
That makes more sense, though. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I'm stupid.
Same.
It would have made a lot more sense just to make those addresses, though, right?
Well,
like we're not crazy. Because I mean, look at how big some of these business buildings are. Like these are the right size for a house compared to the businesses, right? Like, I don't feel like we're drunk.
Not yet.
Not yet, anyway.
Here's a lot of whiskey.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay. This is why we can't do this drunk.
Yeah.
It would have taken way
really
longer to solve.
Maybe. Or maybe we'd like be geniuses because we're just going to be slightly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We are geniuses. Clearly. Okay, so Charlie was clearly not going to his house. All right, so we also have this timeline, right? Which is a lot of holes. She's doing it in 10-minute increments.
It looks like, and I have to admit that I giggled a little bit when I saw that because I read the letter and then like looked at this and it was like, I've partially filled out a timeline, or like I started a timeline. Like, no, you didn't. You just wrote times down. There's nothing like of note on here other than like the death time.
You know what this is though? This is solid spreadsheet fodder.
It is.
So do you want to start that while we continue through the yearbook? Because again, we're just doing the whole box. Okay. So I will continue to work through the slideshow as you do that. Sorry
Okay.
to make you do the work, but I'm running the show, okay? I gotta do the production part.
Fine, do the thing.
Okay. So the high school reunion started at 6 p.m. Interesting. The reunion ended at 9. Charlie was murdered, estimated 9:37. She just took the average of the two things. This is, like, she even has more information than what she wrote on here. What? Lady?
There's just nothing on there.
God damn it. Terrible detective. All right, so moving on through the materials. We got, looks like a yearbook or maybe a flashback book. I think this was do we know if this was handed out at the reunion or if this was, like, gobbled up after the fact, like in evidence collection? Like, is this an actual yearbook or is this,
I think it's supposed to be an actual yearbook because if you look at the last page, there's like it's a yearbook.
The
from,
autographs?
That they graduated, yeah.
Is the paper kind of yellowed for you? Or is it just my photo?
No, I think it's just your photo. I don't know. My white balance is probably off anyway.
Yeah,
but
it's pretty white. Oh god, you remember those S's?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so we have this yearbook. Let's start looking. The seniors of 1998. Just not high. Gnarly. So this is really upsetting because I'm also realizing in this moment I was a freshman in 98, so this is not far off from my high school experience.
I graduated in 01.
Is that guy dabbing?
No, I think it's sneezing.
Sure, whatever. Friends for life. Waiting for the bus. Goofing around. BFFs on a bench. First day of senior year. Alright, senior survey. Here's what 98 loves the best. Movie, Titanic. Show, Friends. Song, Semi-Charmed Kind of Life. Do, 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 do. But the Spice Girls are the favorite musician? That doesn't even make sense. I weep. Because wait, okay. I'm gonna hate myself if I get the band wrong, but Third Eye Blind is still around. Spice Girls are not.
Yeah, that's true.
They were clearly right. The sky was gold. Favorite holidays, Halloween. Sport, basketball. Team was Chicago Bulls. Activity, just chilling. Favorite class is art.
Chillin'.
It's like saying your favorite class is recess. Favorite teacher is Mrs. Donahue. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, you're back! Welcome back. Food is pizza. Ice cream is chocolate. Spirit Day Retro. You just got ice cream? Man. How I'm mad I don't have ice cream. What time is it? I might still be able to get some ice cream later.
It's 8:09. You'd be all right.
All right.
You got shipped. You can get ice cream at like 2 a.m.
Whatever. The musical of the year was Grease. Oh. It's hydromatic. Automatic. Just as Danny was born to hand job. Senior Charlie McDonough. Oh, that's Charlie. It's Charlie. Was born to be on stage. He left the
What
crowd.
a nerd.
He left the
Look
crowd
out.
screaming, "You're the one and
Oh my god. You have to never do that again. You have to. Never.
In this year's production of Grease, the role of Sandra Dee went to fellow senior Jessica Johnson. Johnson held her own against McDonough's powerhouse performance, and the two made quite an attractive couple. In the supporting cast, junior Pamela Poughkeepsie held the role of Rizzo, and last year's leading man Arthur Artie Hughes returned to the stage and briefly the front row after an overzealous backflip attempt during Grease Lightning as Kaneki. Oh. Ooh.
Well.
Ooh. What'd you send me?
A spreadsheet.
Oh. I see. Let me grab that real quick. Open that guy. Close that. All right. We got a timeline. Thank you, Emily. Now I'll stop vamping and we'll actually burn the rest of the way through this book. Sports, senior, it's all or nothing. Go nuts. It's been another outstanding year for CFH athletics. Once again, our cross-country and track teams led the way. Senior Ryan Lloyd setting a new country record in the 400 meter on the women's side. Our relay team had a great showing in states with senior Robin Dupree. Broke the school's records for both the 2-mile and for the shot put. She's got strong hands.
Like, it shouldn't be creepy, but it was. Okay.
Not to be outdone, CFH's men's basketball team, led by senior captain Gavin Nash, had a record-breaking year as well, finishing the top 10 in the country for the first time ever. Oh, that's Gavin. What up, Gavin? You look like a bro.
Gav.
Heather Rhodes getting ready to run. And our track team is so fast they're blurry. Sweet. Okay. Then we got Teacher's Corner. Oh, okay. Okay. We got some comments from some of these teachers. Oh, well, I see why Mrs. Donahue was everyone's favorite teacher. God. Wait,
yeah.
Softball out there. All right. Mr. Wessler, English. No matter when you're competing against Wessler, no matter what you do, you decide to do with your life, remember that poetry is forever. Sad to see you go. Happy to see you grow. Oh.
Mr. Wessler.
I can't read what's next to Mrs. Donahue's photo.
I can. It says, well, sort of. Oof, boy. I can't believe I'm losing my best student. Please continue theater. I look forward to seeing you on the stage someday, Miss Donahue or Mrs. Donahue.
Okay. Honorable mentions. Charlie, great job this year from Mr. Trent. You really stepped up your game. Wish you luck. All right. Runner-ups. Wait,
okay.
Are we ranking teachers? Oh, class favorites of 98. I got you. Okay.
Okay.
Runner-ups. Mrs. Kramer, physical education.
You're always a joy to have in my class. Come back to visit anytime.
All right. Charles. God, what?
Oh boy, hold on. Let me turn this. Charles,
You're
you're a bright spirit with a lot of passion. Use it and you'll go far, Mrs. Gallagher.
Huh. Okay.
She's got really great hair.
Yeah.
That is fantastic hair,
Yeah.
Mrs. Gallagher.
If you're gonna go white, do it right. I like it.
Wow.
What?
Rhymed and everything.
I know,
That was
right?
really effective.
Yeah, thank you. It's like I just had that ready. I did not have that ready. Then we have a couple pages of like yearbook photos. Are these basically all the people?
I mean, it's like a bunch
Oh my
of...
God, it is all the people. It's the whole class. It goes from A to W. Unless they got Zachary Zemeckis in there.
Oh my gosh. What is this, like Ravenna? That is only funny if you're from West Virginia.
All right, so we got Ashley and Nestus.
I don't know that any of this is like
I don't know that any of this is relevant either. Do we have any like weird markings?
Let's pick out our friends, though. Let's pick out our friends.
Okay.
So who did we talk to? Oh, Robin Dupree is on the second row.
Robin Dupree. Do we want to mark our friends? Let's mark our friends.
Yeah, let's mark our friends. Michelle Gray is in the third row.
Okay, so we got a Robin
And she
Dupree.
quoted Maya Angelou. I like that better.
Oh God, that's not transparent.
Oh. Arthur Hughes, he's one of them, right?
I believe so.
One of our friends. I think we had Artie, right? Yeah. Let me make sure that's his name. I doubt they'd put two Arthurs in here. That's got to be him.
All right,
He
so
quoted
let's do the
Shakespeare.
line.
Hey.
Robin Dupree. I got Robin. Arthur Hughes.
Yep. And Michelle is two over to his left. Or, well, to the left of his picture.
Oh, that's us. Or our boss or something. Our friend. I don't know.
She's our contact. That's what she is. Amanda, Michael, Jessica Johnson, Melissa Jones, Amber Kelly, Sean Lee, Ryan Lloyd.
Amber Kelly. Next page.
Charles McDonough, right up top. And Nicholas Matsoukas, right next to him. And Ara McBride, right next to him. And Gavin Nash, also in the top row. Wow. And Nita Patel is next.
Jiminy Cricket. Okay.
So many. Oh, and then Antonio's down at the bottom.
Look at Gavin's stupid beard. Antonio.
I mean, he legit looks like a 17-year-old kid that doesn't know how to grow a beard yet. Or like, yeah.
I'd like to point out Christopher Smith.
Can't get it to focus.
And how awesome that is.
That's funny. That's very funny. I want to point out Robert Villanueva's photo.
Yeah, he looks like he's about to drop his album.
He really does.
Yeah.
It's going to be a banger.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely a banger.
By 98 standards.
At least self-declared banger.
Did you get Antonio down at the bottom?
I did. Okay. Oh, you can't
I think
see
that's
that.
everybody.
Okay.
And then the next page is just like autographs. It's everybody talking.
So these might be interesting. These might reveal some past history with people. I'm thinking. So Michelle Gray's right there. Have a nice summer. Nothing. Hags. Have a great summer. That is.
Hags.
No one ever did that to you in high school? Like when they signed your yearbook, they just put Hags.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was have a great summer.
Really?
Yeah, it's
lame.
just it. Yeah, it's terrible.
That's really, really lame.
Okay, so there's also this one, RD and CM Forever.
RD.
That one's a little bit interesting.
Who's RD?
Robin Donahue or
No, Robin Dupree.
Dupree? That's the one.
Robin. Robin, who quoted Jewel for her senior.
Who quoted Jewel?
Oh boy, Robin. Oh, she also talks to him right in the middle of the page here. To the cutest, sweetest, coolest boyfriend ever. 15,000 hearts. It's almost our 2-year anniversary. 2 years is like forever in high school years, though.
That's true. It really is.
We've been through so much, babe. I still remember our first date when you took me to see The Craft. Oh.
Sandra Bullock's best work.
Oh, but you held my hand the whole time, so I forgave you. Now that's true love. I know you're worried about the distance, but we'll make it work. Sure you will, honey. I'm totally okay with going to Chicago to see you. But anyways, let's make the most of this summer together. Love ya, Robin.
Interesting.
High school kids are so cute.
I ruled out the red. Red is ruled out. Oh my god, I don't even want to look at my yearbooks now that I'm thinking about it. I don't even want to look.
Yeah, no, it's probably really bad. I don't think I have my senior yearbook anymore. I don't know where it went.
They're somewhere. I have them somewhere. I mean, they might even be
Yeah,
here.
I think I've got like all 3 from high school except for my senior year, and I don't know why. I don't know why I like just got lost over the years.
I think I even have one from elementary school.
Really?
I don't.
I would be super interested to see that.
No. Yeah. Chill's got 6th grade. Yeah. All right, so I ruled out Red, whoever the Gosler is.
Gavster.
Gavster. Oh, Gav.
That's
What up, Gav? Yo, better see you at my
Gavster.
party this weekend, you fart bag. Nashville, baby. Go Nads. What?
Oh, because it's like I think their high school mascot is a nut because like
What?
it says go nuts on the koozie.
Oh.
And I think it's like go nuts, like, you know, go nuts.
It's a douche way of saying go nuts.
I think I mean it's Chestnut Falls, like, so
No, it's
they're
a douchey pun. Go Nads. Go Nads.
Yes.
Go Nads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking goddamn it.
They're the nuts.
Okay. Thanks, Chill Vibes. That sums it up. All right, what's up, Charlie? I'm glad I got to know you this year in history. History was never boring with you as a desk neighbor. Sucks that we're not going to the same college. I'll miss you, Jen. She underlined sucks. Weird. Sucks. Hacky pack for life. Oh my God, cuz we survived. Oh, this is Aura. Bring back the veggie patty. I don't even want to read it. I'm looking for interesting ones.
Bad things in the world.
Okay.
Charlie Mack is such a tool. Psych. Jason.
Oh, the psych. The psych is the, yeah. Charlie, have a kick-ass summer. Somebody Kelly. Okay. I had fun doing musicals together. You did a pretty good job as Danny, all things considered. I wanted to play a comedic side character this time to test my versatility, so it worked out in my favor. If you're aiming for med school, you probably won't have time for theater. That's too bad, but good luck. I'm off to Broadway, and when I land my first role, I'll send you tickets on the house. Break a leg, Artie. Didn't make it to Broadway, Artie. Glad we were chem partners. I think Dweeb and Dweebier is our title for life.
Title for life.
Okay. That was Nick.
Yeah. Nick M.
Charlie, always had a great time with you and Antonio at lunch. I know it looked like I was just sitting there reading, but how could I concentrate with you two arguing about pointless crap every day? You still owe me a copy of
Hull,
preferably one not covered in snotty milk residue.
Best of luck at UC. I'll be at Loyola, so let's meet up in the city sometime.
Okay. I just knocked over a thing. Next up. Hi, Charlie. We had a good run this year. So many memories. Fast times at Worthing Heights.
Wuthering Heights.
The great
MASH fiasco of November 97. Your flawless portrait of Mrs. Gallagher getting devoured by her massive shoulder pads. Can you believe we passed that final? I will never something with you.
I will never cram with you till 3 a.m. ever again. They do that in high school? Why?
I guess. Right? So don't expect my help next year. You're on your own, dude, but I'm stoked. Oh, we're both going to UC. Can't wait to finally get out of this dinky town. Go Maroons.
Neats.
I can't read that.
I'm going
Is
neats.
it Anita?
I don't know. We're going to need the photos to identify that one.
Okay, I think that's pretty much everything.
Anita? You're saying there's someone named Anita?
No, Nita Patel.
Oh.
Like
Neats. Nita Patel. Neats.
Ah, she's right there.
Got it. Back on board.
Oh, you don't have her underlined. Boop.
Oh, I don't, do I? Neats. All right. Cool. So that's all the stuff.
That's all the stuff, yeah. So, like...
What the hell is the blacklight for?
See, that's the thing. I don't, see any, like, immediate puzzles. But there has to be something because we have a blacklight. And we wouldn't have a blacklight if...
Point that blacklight at the map.
Okay.
That's just, like, my first thought.
Hold up a sec.
My next thought is the yearbook.
I'm gonna do this in sections.
Sure. I mean, mostly we're just looking for a reaction at the moment.
I don't see anything on the front of the map. Let me check the back to make sure. I don't see anything on the map.
What's next up would be the book, I think. And I just go cover through all the pages. There's only this many pages, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, does this school only have like 6 teachers? What the hell?
Well, I mean, there's only like, what is this, like maybe 40 people in their graduating class?
Apparently.
Right.
Whoa. Interesting. My next thought is start filling out the timeline.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
But I think this is a great moment for us to test out our new system of going on a quick break. And we're going to leave you with that cliffhanger about what we found on the map. So we'll be back in like, I'm going to put up a timer that says 10 minutes because I'm really unprepared and didn't make a break timer. But we're going to be back in like 5 minutes because I need some water. And then we're going to go further. Are you ready for this, Emily?
I am.
Okay. Everybody, back in 5 minutes. Not 10 minutes. 5 minutes. Bye-bye.